Hello, my YouTube friends! Believe it or not, this fully animated 3D VTuber cost me exactly $0 to make. And the best part, you can build one just like this and have it running in OBS in less than 15 minutes. I'm going to show you the completely free software stack for creating, tracking, and how to bridge all of this into OBS for your next live stream. We're going from blank canvas to broadcast ready, so you know what? Let's get to it! I don't want to be repetitive today, so everything I'm going to show you is completely free. And there is a link to each piece in the description down below so you can download it and follow along. That is the best way to learn. Let's get right into character creation. So to set up our model, we're going to go ahead and use VRoid Studio. It's totally free. You can see it's for Windows, Mac, and you can download it on Steam or, of course, the App Store. We're going to go with Windows, and it just puts it in there. So now we need to just go to our download folder. Once it's downloaded, we're going to go ahead and just double click on it. And you don't need to put this in any special place. Just click Next. And we're going to create a desktop shortcut by clicking Next. And it's just going to install. And it's that easy. We can just click Launch VRoid Studio and finish. Boom. There it is. We're going to go ahead and click Get Started and agree to the terms. And since I'm going to show you what to do, we're just going to go ahead and click Skip. All right, so this is VRoid Studio right here. For whatever reason, the sample models isn't working. Doesn't really matter. We're going to go ahead and create a new one. We want a masculine one. Really, they pretty much both look the same. You can use your scroll wheel to zoom in and out. You can use your right mouse button to spin it around. See it at all the angles. If you press your scroll wheel, you can move this guy around like this. All of this is pretty much exactly what you would expect. If you've ever done character creation for any kind of video game, this is like that on steroids. You literally have access to every bit and piece of your character on the face. You can move every piece, your ears, your nose, your mouth. You can change all of those things up, but it goes a lot farther because you can adjust the whole body, the torso, and every aspect of the clothing. And I could certainly go through every bit and piece, but since I'm sure that you've already done character creation in a game, just imagine character creation where you have access to every bit and piece on that character. There is one thing that I want to show you though, because while you can modify these characters in any way you see fit, it doesn't make any sense for me to tell you that, but not show you how you can do it. Obviously, that's not the look I'm going for. I'd rather have him look like he's wearing blue jeans or something. So what we can do is go to Custom up here, and we can adjust them. I already did the adjustment on these, but I'll go ahead and show you how I did it. We're just going to go to Edit Texture right here. And it'll come up here with some colors, base colors and otherwise. And I'm gonna move him over here so we can see how the colors work. And we'll go to the base color, and I'm just gonna go with, some blue jeans. Go with darker ones like that. And we can have our accent color here, and we want it to be blue, but it can be dark like that. That'll work. We just click out of here. And we can save the item or close without saving. It'll still save the colors that we have right here. Now our shirt doesn't actually look black, which we want it to be black. So we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna edit our texture, and we're gonna come in here, and we're gonna go black. There we go. So what if we wanted to add a big logo here? Well, you would think you'd be able to just click it here and input your logo, but it doesn't really work like that. So what we would do is right click on here and export. And it's just going to export this layer PNG right here, right? So we're just going to save that. And then we're just going to go into an editing software. In this case, I use Photopea. It's totally free. I'll leave a link in the description. We can just drag our layer on there. Super easy. And then download whatever logo you want, drag it on. And all we have to do is put it where we want it or shrink it up. Now, needless to say, there would be a little bit of warping or something like that because these are 3D assets. So one of the things that you could do if you wanted to is take this logo and maybe give it a little bit of a shift and then stretch it like this a little bit. It'll look a little weird here, but it will look better on your character. And then we're going to click the check mark and we're going to go with File and Export PNG. And we can just call this whatever we want. And then what we can do is go back into here. And all we have to do is go to our layers here and click on the image. And just go to our downloads where that just went. And click on it. And click open. And boom. There it is. And then all you have to do is remove your base color. And you can see that it shows up. And looks pretty good. Now you can go in here, tweak this up in your Photopea so it's exactly how you want it or whatever. But for the purposes of this, that looks pretty good. We can click on here and save our tops. So it's going to save it as an item. So we can come in here anytime if we wanted to dress them up in a different way. And boom, it's going to still be there. The last thing we've got to do is our socks here. Those look like socks that we would use. And right here, we want to go with shoes. And I'm going to go with a pair of sneakers of some sort. These kind of look like Jordans. I like it. That'll work just fine. So now we've got our character all created. And we can go into accessories and add them. There aren't really any in here. We can also look at our character and adjust or outline the width. All that sort of stuff. Add rim light, shading, eye alignment. Change up the bones. Whatever you want to do. So you could get accessories and all that stuff. I'm going to show you how you can do that as well. But pretty much once you're done, you're just going to want to save your character. So we're going to come up here and click Export as VRM. And we can reduce polygons and all that sort of stuff. But there's no real need to do any of that if you have a reasonably decent graphics card. So what we're going to do is export. It's going to bring this up. Now the program we're going to use is going to be a VRM 0. And all we have to do is put the name of our character in there. We'll call this one Mike. And the creator is also Mike. And basically that's about all the information that we have to put in here. And we can put redistribution prohibited at whatever, blah, 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 and export. It processes this up and we just get to decide where we want it to go. So that looks good. We'll save it right there. And now we're exported and ready to get this thing working. Now you could spend hours or even days creating your character. Every aspect can be modified and you can open each asset and paint your own bits and pieces if you're artistically inclined. That works exactly the same as the logo on the shirt. Every asset from the face to the shoes can be downloaded and modified. So to use these models with OBS, we're going to go ahead and use a program called VSeeFace. It's totally free. All you have to do is click here to download it. Boom, it downloads. Go to our download page and what we're going to do is right click and unzip it. And there is really no install here. You just run it right from here. So what we're going to do is right click and copy this. And then we're going to take it and put it somewhere. We'll be able to find it later. So we'll just stick it over here. I'm going to right click and paste it. And we'll double click in here. And we are going to right click on the faces here. And we're going to copy as path. Then what we're going to do is go to our desktop, right click, and we're going to go to new, shortcut, and we're going to paste that path and click next and finish and boom. Now we have a shortcut on our desktop. We can just double click on that and we're ready to go. All right, so here it is, VSeeFace. Loading an avatar is super easy. We already created one, so we're just going to add it, click opened, and then we can set our camera settings, all this stuff. You can just click recommended settings. It'll scan your system and put the best settings possible right here. You can select our dude. We actually see him down here. Just click start. And you can see it works really, really good. When I blink, it blinks. When my mouth moves, it moves. It really does a nice job. But you will see that my hands don't really work, and that's really kind of the only bummer. Now there are free plugins that allow you to add hand tracking to VSeeFace, but I found them to be pretty bad and add a lot of latency. So I found another solution for face tracking with hand tracking built in. Let me show you. So to control our little guy, we're going to use this program called Warudo, and we could just go over here and click download. And you can see that the unfortunate aspect of this is you have to download it on Steam. It's really easy to get a Steam account and all that sort of stuff. So I'm just going to go ahead and open Steam, and we're going to search for it. And it's totally free. So we're just going to add it to our library. And then we can just go over into our library here and find it and install it. So once it's installed, we could just run it. The only thing annoying about this is that it has to run the Steam client while it's running. So next we want to click on basic setup. And so we're going to go ahead and select our character folder. In this case, I have a character saved. So this will be the folder. So what I'm going to do is cut our character and we're going to open the character folder here. And I'm just going to paste it in there and close all that stuff out. Then I'm going to drop this down and we can select mic and click OK. And we're going to go ahead and let it help us configure our motion capture. So do we want to track full body? Probably not. Upper body, yes. We don't have leap motion controllers. We don't have an iPhone or iPad that supports Face ID because not everybody's going to have one, but we do have a working webcam. That's our working webcam. We're going to click OK. And then face tracking, there's a whole bunch of different ones that you can use. We're going to go ahead and start with a media pipe, and we can customize our face tracking right here with some different info. We know our blend was already VMR 0, so head and body movements, yes. Auto blinking, yes. Eye movements, yes. Head movements, yes. And all this stuff is pretty good. Lip sync, we're going to go ahead and click yes. We're going to select our microphone and we're going to go ahead and click yes on there and click OK. And we can customize our pose tracking. So we can use the keyboard, the trackpad, all this sort of stuff. Mirrored tracking, fingers only, and all that's fine. We're going to leave that and click OK. Yes, we want to import the expressions, of course, and click OK. And it tells you what your expressions are and how to access them with the shortcut keys. So take a picture of this or whatever, write it down somewhere so you know what they are. We're going to click OK, and we want to use a transparent background, and we're done. So here we go. Now there are all kinds of settings that you can change and move and do so that you could literally set this up any way you want. You can change your environment, you can change the directional light. This will affect how your character looks and all that kind of stuff. It's really pretty amazing. Then we've got our character right here, and we can go through and mess around with different media pipe settings and everything else on how this is handled. And we can change the shortcuts for our emotions if we want. And so all of this stuff is in here. We can save animation profiles. The amount of customization that this program has is absolutely unbelievable. It's really, really awesome. And then of course the media pipe, this is the motion tracker. We can go down here, and what we want to do is go ahead and calibrate the face tracking. And then what we want to do is we could change the global sensitivity and all that stuff on here if we like. Our eye blinking sensitivity and all that stuff. And then hand tracking. We want to calibrate our hand tracking. So put your hands up and then go ahead and calibrate it. And there we go. So now when we go down here, you can see. Now I don't know what this stuff is. So this gives you your frames per second, how fast it's tracking you, all that sort of stuff. And there we go. Turn the pendulum physics off if you want that stuff off. You can see over here, it shows you your hand tracking when it's on. So we really need to kind of move ourselves or zoom ourselves out. So we can just go in the window, zoom ourselves in and out, basically move it around just like you did on the other piece. Rotate it around. So there we go. And of course we've got all of our hand movements and everything else. Now all we have to do is get this into OBS. Go ahead and click the plus. And this time we're going to do a video game capture. You can have as many of these in there as you want. We'll just call this VTube, click OK, and we're going to go ahead and capture a specific window. We're going to drop this down and select the right window. Right, there we go. And then we're going to allow transparency. And that's it. Now all we have to do is place this wherever we want. And there you go. We're all set. Now, I don't think this one is quite as expressive as the other one. Let me show you what I mean. If we go into our game capture again, we go to VTube. Let's just call this one VC. And what we're going to do is capture a specific window once again and allow the transparency. Click OK. And there we go. So now we have two of them running at the same time. So you could see the difference in expression. Now, I get it. This stuff is on here. It's really easy to get rid of these. All you have to do is hold down the Alt key and you can drag these off. And there we go. So I don't know. What do you think? Obviously, it is really nice to be able to use your hands, but we've got VC on the left and we've got Warudo on the right, which allows you to use your hands and stuff. But I still think VC is much more expressionate and all that sort of stuff. And of course, I have to use two different webcams in order to make this work because the same webcam can't share both without a lot of latency. But it just seems to me like there is a lot more expressive activities going on with VC. So it's up to you, and they're both free. So try them out. Now let me know what you think about the two trackers in the comments below. And do you want to see more about VTubing? There are a lot of different things that we could explore, from where to find assets to creating and modifying the stock assets, and even advanced movements and character setups. Let me know about it down in the comments. And if you want something even simpler, you should check out this video on PNG tubing. It's all totally free there as well. And if you're always looking for tools, tips, and tricks to help make you a better live streamer or YouTuber, subscribe to the channel. My name is Michael Feyrer Jr. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.